This is the bracelet that we're going to make. Here it is in another color combination. And another one. So let's talk about the materials we're going to need. For this bracelet, you're going to need super duos in 2 colors, an outside color and an inside color. You're also going to need 11/0 Toho seed beads, as well as 2 6 or 8 seed beads for the jump rings to go through to connect the clasp. So let's get started. I'm using a size 10 needle with 6-pound fire line, and I'm going to start by putting on an inside color super duo, 11/0, a 6 or 8 seed bead, and an 11/0, and I'm going to string that on. Then I'm going to go back up through all of those beads to form a loop. Now I can tie a knot. Here I'll go back up through the super duo. I'll add 2 11/0s and an inside color super duo and go through the other hole. Then the reverse, I'll put the super duo on and 2 11/0s, and I'm going to go through this first hole again. Then I want to go through, continue through these 2 seed beads here on this along the top. And then back through all 3 of the super duos. Here, I'll put an 11/0, an outside color super duo, and an 11/0. It's real important on this step to check both holes on the super duo. It's actually good practice to check it every time you put it on the needle. So 11/0, super duo, 11/0. And I want to go back up through the other hole of the bottom super duo. Then I'll add an inside color super duo and go through the other hole of the top super duo. Add an 11/0, a super duo, outside color, and another 11/0. And I want to go down through all 3 super duos here. Now I had already gone through this seed bead here, so that's where my thread's coming out. If you didn't go through all 3 plus that seed bead, then you want to go through that seed bead so that you can go through the next super duo and seed bead. Add 2 11/0s and go up through the tip. Add add an 11-0 super duo and an 11-0 and go back up through the same direction of the tip of that super duo. Then we add 2 11-0s and we want to go up through this seed bead. And we want to continue all the way around. So we'll go through the next super duo. And the next 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Through the large seed bead. Through the next 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next super duo. And through the next 4 seed beads. Then we go through the next super duo. Next, put on 2 11-0s and an inside color super duo and go through the tip. Next, we put the super duo in 2 11-0s and we go back through this first hole. Then we continue through these last 2 seed beads and down all 3 super duos. We add an 11-0 super duo in the outside color and an 11-0. You always check both holes and you want to go up through the other hole of this bottom super duo. Then you add an inside color super duo and go up through this top one. Put on a seed bead, super duo seed bead, and go down all 3 super duos. Plus the next seed bead. We go through the super duo and the next seed bead. Add 2 11-0s and go through the tip. Put an 11-0 super duo, 11-0, checking both holes, and go back up, same direction, same hole. Then we add 2 11-0s and we go through, we follow this all the way around through this super duo and back down and around. So we start by going through this seed bead and the next super duo. We go through the next 4 seed beads. And we want to go through this tip in the previous component of the super duo. And then we want to go through 4 seed beads and the super duo and through these 4 seed beads, as well as the super duo. Now we're ready to repeat that for the next component. 2 11-0s and a super duo, and we go down through the tip. Super duo and 2 11-0s, and we go through this first hole. We continue through the next 2 seed beads. And down through all 3 super duos. Add an 11-0 super duo and 11-0 and go up through the other side of the bottom super duo. Add an inside color super duo and go up through the other hole of the top one. Add a seed bead, super duo, and seed bead, the outside color, checking both holes. And we go through all 3 super duos. And the next seed bead, the seed bead that's next to this super duo. Go through the next super duo and seed bead. Add 2 11-0s, go up through the tip. Seed bead, 11-0, a super duo, and another 11-0, checking both holes, and go back up through the same hole in the same direction. We add 2 11-0s, and we want to go all the way around through this super duo all the way back around. So we'll start by going through the next seed bead and super duo. We go through the next 4 seed beads. We go through the tip of the super duo in the previous component. Through 4 seed beads. And a super duo. Through the next 4 seed beads. And up through the first hole of that next super duo. So we repeat that all the way to the desired length of your bracelet, and then we'll show you how to do the next row. component, which is almost identical to all the rest with just one minor change. So I've just gone through these 4 seed beads, and so now I'm going to go through the super duo, add 2 seed beads and a super duo, checking both holes, and we go through down through the tip. Then we put on a super duo and 2 11-0s and go through this first hole. Then we continue through the next 2 seed beads. And down all 3 super duos. Add a seed bead, outside super duo, and a seed bead, checking both holes, going up through the bottom, the other hole of the bottom super duo. Add a super duo, go up through the top hole, add 11-0, outside super duo and 11-0, checking both holes, going down through all 3 super duos, plus the next seed bead. Pull that tight, go through the next super duo and seed bead, add 2 seed beads, go through the tip, this is the one part that's slightly different. Instead of a 11-0 and a super duo and 11-0, it's an 11-0, 6 or 8 seed bead and 11-0, and you go up in the same direction through the same hole. Add 2 seed beads and continue all the way around the component, starting with the seed bead and super duo. Through the next 4 seed beads. Through the tip of the previous component. Up through the 4 seed beads before the super duo and the super duo. Through the next 4 seed beads. Through the large seed bead. And back around through the next 4 seed beads and super duo. And here's where you can tie a knot. Just feed your needle under the thread, making the knot between the super duo and the seed bead. Go through the loop once and twice. And we can snip the end. This first row is made kind of as a separate component, and the rest of it will start it as a new component, but we'll start connecting through to this centerpiece. So I'll snip the edge and show you how to start the next row. Okay, I've snipped both ends of my first part, and I'm going to start the second component with an outside color super duo and 2 11-0s. The rest of the bracelet will only use the outside color of super duos. I want to go down through the other hole of the super duo and tie a knot. Then I want to go back up through super duo and the 2 11-0s, and through the other hole of the super duo. Next, I add 1 11-0 seed bead, and I want to go through turn this around here. I want to go through away from the end towards the rest of the bracelet. Then I put on 11-0 super duo and 11-0, checking both holes, and I string that on. Now I want to go through the super duo, the first super duo, the next seed bead, the next super duo, and the next seed bead. So going through the first super duo, seed bead, super duo, seed bead. Add 2 seed beads, go down through the tip, back up through the other hole, and through the last 2 seed beads. Add a seed bead, super duo, and 2 seed beads, string that on. Go through the other hole of the super duo. Add a seed bead, go through the next super duo. Add a seed bead, super duo, seed bead, string that on. Go through the first super duo, the next seed bead, the next super duo, and the next seed bead. Going through 4 beads there. pull that tight, add 2 seed beads, and go through the tip, up through the other hole, and through the last 2 seed beads. Add 1 seed bead, super duo, 2 seed beads, string that on, go through the other hole of the super duo, add 1 seed bead, and go through the tip of the next component. Add a seed bead, super duo seed bead, string that on, go through the first super duo, next seed bead, super duo seed bead. Add 2 seed beads, go through the tip, back up the other hole, and back through the last 2 seed beads. Let's do that one more time. Seed bead, super duo, 2 seed beads, string that on, go through the other hole, add a seed bead, go through the next tip, a seed bead, super duo, and seed bead, and go through and string that on. Then you can go through the super duo, seed bead, super duo, and seed bead, all but the last 2. Add 2 seed beads, go through the tip, back up through the other hole, and through those last 2 seed beads. So we just continue that till we're at the other end of the bracelet, and we'll show you how to turn the corner and go back down the other side. Okay, I've continued till I'm at the other end of my bracelet, and I'm ready to do the very last component, turn around and start doing the other end. So like before, put on a seed bead, super duo, and 2 seed beads, string that on, go down through the other hole of the super duo, add a seed bead, go through the edge of the center component, add a seed bead, super duo seed bead, string that on, go through the first super duo, seed bead, super duo, and seed bead. Add 2 seed beads, go down through the tip, and here's where it changes slightly. Add 1 seed bead, and you want to go back up through that tip of that super duo in the next seed bead. Add 4 seed beads, and you want to go through the 11-0, the large seed bead, and the 11-0. So we'll start by going through the 11-0, through the large seed bead, and down 1 more 11-0. Next, we'll put on 5 seed beads, a super duo, and 2 more seed beads, and we string that on. We go through the other hole, add a seed bead, go through up to the tip of the center component, add a seed bead, super duo, and seed bead, string that on, go through the first super duo, seed bead, next super duo, and seed bead. Add 2 seed beads, go down to the tip, up through the other hole, and through the last 2 seed beads. We repeat our pattern, seed bead, super duo, 2 seed beads, string that on, go through the other hole of the super duo, add a seed bead, go up through the next tip in the center component, add a seed bead, super duo, and seed bead, string that on, go through first super duo, the next seed bead, super duo, and seed bead, add 2 seed beads, go down through the tip, up through the other hole, and through the last 2 seed beads. Repeat that one more time. Seed bead, super duo, 2 seed beads, string that on, go through the other hole of the super duo, add a seed bead, go through up through the tip in the center component, add a seed bead, super duo, seed bead, string that on, go through the super duo, seed bead, super duo, seed bead. Add 2 seed beads, go down through the tip, back up through the other hole, and through the last 2 seed beads. So we just repeat that all the way to the other end of the bracelet, and then I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, I've continued around till I'm on my last component. So I'll show you how to do that last component and finish everything off. Add a seed bead, super duo, and 2 seed beads. String that on. Go through the other hole of the super duo. Add 1 seed bead and go through the tip of the center component. Add a seed bead, super duo, and seed bead. String that on. Go through the first super duo, the next seed bead, super duo, and seed bead. Add 2 seed beads, go down through the tip. And here's where it changes a little bit. You add 1 seed bead, go back up through the super duo and last seed bead. Add 4 seed beads, and we want to go through the 11-0, the large seed bead, and the 11-0. So we start by going up the 11-0, through the large seed bead, down the next 11-0, and we go through this super duo, the tip, we'll go through the next 2 seed beads, we go through the tip and the next seed bead. We're just trying to turn some corners before we tie a knot. Through next super duo and seed bead, the next super duo and seed bead, through this super duo one more time, and here's where we can tie a knot with the original thread. Then we just need to snip the ends and add the clasp. I've snipped both ends, and here's where I can take my jump ring and open it. Feed it through the large seed bead. Add the clasp. and close it. Then at the other end, we just add a jump ring. Bead it through the large seed bead. Close it. And now we have a working clasp. And that is the finished bracelet.